Okay.
Or if I'll back up now. So they should be brought back onto our broadcast.
Okay, Callum, they're taking the fastest lap on the hardest compound. Scott, 1:30.10.
It's a good lap from Cal.
Extremely fast lap. Deer Hunter hasn't posted a lap yet, but I feel like he's towards the end of his lap. He's very smooth, even through sat with him now, and he's in sector 1, going through to sector 2, and it does look very smooth. He's early on the power, and yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good lap so far. He's usually extremely fast. In qualifying, like I say, but when it comes to the race, he seems to have just either poor luck or things just don't seem to work for him so well. I don't quite know why, and maybe see that in the race again, but hopefully not. Scartrix still hasn't left the pits either, so obviously he's second in the championship, and yeah, it's Dunthunder's posted a 1:31.6 there as well.
As we
Championship
watch
leader.
Deer Hunter coming through the final few corners now. He's about to finish his lap. There's the yellow flag in sector 3. Don't know what's happened there. But
this is going to be an extremely fast lap. That's a really good lap
to get the provisional pole position.
I kind of expected that because he's on form when he comes to qualifying. He's so fast. It depends now who ends up behind him. Scartrix and TDH will have gone out. Looks like maybe together. Yeah. TDH will has gone out behind Scartrix, maybe to get a bit of a tow. They're on an out lap, so not entirely
obviously,
sure.
TDH will has been by far the fastest driver in this tier 2. But coming across the line there is Koenigsegg. It's 1:31.7, which will leave him in 5th position, which is a decent place to be after your first times lap, obviously on the soft tires.
Yeah.
If he can move it onto the super soft, he'll definitely be a lot quicker. He'll definitely move up to the top 3.
Yeah, for sure.
He has been showing some good pace in previous races, but just hasn't got the good results in at the end. So we're watching these two Mercedes drivers here. Now, they're playing a bit of interesting tactics here. So Scartrix, who is second in the championship, and imagine, in fact, as Will gets it wrong, why have they not put Will behind Scartrix?
He is behind Scartrix.
Will in front of Scartrix to give
because
Scartrix the tow.
I feel like they probably did that at the last race, and they're just switching it around this race. It's something that drivers do tend to do. But yeah, I think Will doesn't know the circuit as well, so I think maybe he's following Scartrix a little bit, and then yeah, just gonna get a bit of a tow as well, just to sort of help Will perhaps gain a few tenths where he's maybe struggling for pace. So I think it's more a case of just cutting losses on this one, and just hopefully a clean race for both of them.
The very long straight, which is broken up by that chicane. This third sector is very tedious, I have to say, with the long corners, and very hard to keep the car stable through them. Very slidey, this third sector on the track, and it really gets good once you reach the final corner or two. And he's going to come across the final corner. He's going to come to the line. He's going to set a 1:31.3, which is going to put him in 4th position, which is good for him. TDH Will is going to set a 1:34.2, which leaves him with the slowest time on the board. And the final driver, who's still yet to set at the lap time, the henchman, he is currently on his right lap. overall, there's only been 2 drivers who have set their laps on super softs, and Deer Hunter, who is one of them, is fastest at the moment. So if you can stick a set of softs on that, you can potentially even go faster, as the henchman on the super softs, by the looks of things, is starting his lap. The red striped tires into turn 1, and he'll be looking to get in the top 5 or whenever. I don't know what his standards would be, but Jared Blue goes fastest with a 1 minute 30.2. He has completely blown it out of the water. 4/10 he's taken out of Deer Hunter's time, but you do got to remember
Ultra Softs.
that is on the ultra soft tires.
Yeah. Avenge King is also on a lap. Looks as though, I don't know if that's disallowed the lap for him actually. We'll find out. He's on his ultra softs, but doesn't look as though it's as smooth as his soft lap was. So maybe, oh, he's coming into the pits. Maybe there must have been some kind of damage. Or maybe that is his fastest time. I think maybe, I don't know.
We are currently on track now with the henchman. He's in the final sector, looking to put in a fast time to get into a very good position. And
F1 Ricardo goes to 4th.
It's good for him. He's moved
On the ultra
quite a
softs.
number of positions on the ultras. Showing the pace difference, but the henchman only goes in 12th position. So the entire field being separated by just about 2 seconds, apart from Will. He's 2 seconds slower than everyone else. I don't think I know McFace Taz could probably go quicker than that. Nams as well, probably, and a few others. So the field, most of them coming back into the pits, and a couple of them going out on track. Derek Kidd's out, and Dun Thunder just in front of him. So Dun Thunder lets through Derek Kidd, and hello R6. Hopefully you enjoyed the race, and welcome to the broadcast. And we're just watching Dun Thunder behind Derek Kidd. Derek Kidd using the slipstream. Also, hello to GK Phantom, one of our racers for tonight in the stream. Hopefully you can have a good race after the 100% league race. I expect good battles from you, GK. So, as all the drivers in the last few minutes of this qualifying session are starting to build up lap times and get prepared for one last attempt to get it on pole, Dun Thunder starts his lap.
Callum G is out on
7th
super softs, so
we'll be looking out for him as well.
well, his time was
running very well
only
through turn 2.
his time was only 4/10 slower than Deer Hunter, who was on the super softs and he did it on the softs. So I'm expecting him to probably get pole. This is a possible pole sitting car right now that I'm sitting on board with, so I'll stay with this and let you know how this lap goes.
Guess we'll we have Dun Thunder out on his lap. He's been looking strong so far, and he'll be hoping to put a good time on the boards, as well as Derek Kidd. He's a bit further up the road, but traffic can come into play, and potentially will come into play throughout these final laps. No! Sorry, I thought he was spinning there for a second, and Derek Kidd wasn't looking the best through the long left-hander. I don't know the circuit very well, sorry. But through the final corner we go now with Derek Kidd. Is he going to improve on his lap time? Yes, he is. He's going to go fastest over 1 minute 30 flat. Dunfunder goes in P4 with a 1:30.6. So a very good time there from Derek Kidd, and also a very good time from Dunfunder. What will Callum G do on his lap? He is currently 5th place in a minute. He is on the super soft. He needs to improve his lap by exactly a second or further to go on to pole position. So through the final corner, what lap time is Callum G going to set as teenage World retires from the session? It's a 1:30.778.
Yeah,
He's only 5th still.
He locked up sort of at the back of the circuit, and then just struggled. Oh, he's hit the wall. But yeah, he locked up at the back of the circuit, and then just locked up again, sort of in the final sector, and just didn't hook it up quite right. I think Will actually caught him off guard a little bit when Will came off circuit. So a bit of a weird one. Expected Callum to actually get up there. Impressive from Derek Kidd though. That's impressive. But I'm sure that we're going to see
teammate now.
Thunder's in
on the purple striped ultras, and Dunfunder has finished for the session. So is Nams. But what time will Jerry set? He's going to go on pole position for the moment. It's a 1:29.988. Is Deer Hunter on a lap? He is currently 3rd position in this session as he comes through the final corner. What time is he going to set?
He's not got it.
He's not looking fast enough at the moment. He's
no,
so
he's
slow.
not got it.
It's going to be a... Oh, he has got it. It's a
he's done it.
1:29.81 for Deer Hunter. That's a good lap to get on pole position with. Scartrix moves up to P4. And GK Phantom currently still on a lap. He's on the super soft tires. So what time is he going to set as he comes through the final corner? Is he going to improve on his time?
Nope. No, he's not.
It's a 1:31.2. It's a P8 for him. So the front row being locked out by Deer Hunter and Jera Blue, both of which are on the ultra soft tires for the start of the race. So it's going to be interesting to see how the strategies play out through this 50% distance race of the real life Grand Prix. And I don't know how long the real Grand Prix is, so I don't know how long the race is going to be. I have little knowledge of the French Grand Prix.
I think it's roughly 30 laps. I'm thinking now. I think it's roughly about 30 laps. Might be a little bit less, a little bit more, but it's roughly around that mark.
I think it's more like 26 or something like that.
It could be.
They only ran 52.
Yeah.
Expect more late braking from Dunfunter, says FIFA Try Hard. I know that you're one of the racers, but I forgot which one you were.
Interestingly, I think the strategies here, there's a possibility to definitely do the one stop with the tyres. The softs can probably last quite a few laps. So yeah, I'll let you know when things sort of start to happen in the pit lane. It should be a really good race. It should be really close.
Yes, it should be really close. Just oh yeah, that's oh, it's Dunfunder who was saying expect more late braking from Dunfunder. Ah. I'm pretty sure I said the same thing last week. that he's done Thunder. But I forgot it was Done Thunder. Because his Twitch name is I'm a FIFA Tryhard. 1. Probably because someone already used him. But still waiting on the henchmen to do something.
Yeah, something's not quite right.
Yeah. Yeah, seen that. We apologize for this this app. Don't know. Will I have to restart my game?
No, I believe it's the henchman's issue. You may have to restart the game. Yeah.
Guys left.
There we go.
So
That's strange.
the Force Indias were so close to locking out the front row.
Yeah, so close.
But the man from the USA, the Deer Hunter, is on pole position in the Red Bull, which we were both quite surprised that he even got the time in.
Yeah.
That was good enough. Obviously. We are about to get ready for the formation lap. This race. Nowadays, 30 to 60 seconds that the drivers will have is going to be spent adjusting fuel and strategy, and potentially even making a couple of setup changes, like increasing the front downforce or something similar to that. So you've got 30 seconds left until this formation lap.
Yeah, it is a formation lap, yeah.
As once the first driver readies up, the countdown begins. So 13 drivers starting this race. The henchman. Will the henchman be able to get into his car, actually? Yeah, I think he will do. If he can restart his game quick enough, he'll be able to get the race start done. But
yeah, he should be okay with it. But if not, this could be a position for both McVestus and TGH Will. So it could be. We could have. And it could end up being good.
anyway,
Apparently it's not letting him race. So apparently the henchman's not going to be in the race.
It's a shame. So your grid for today's race is Deer Hunter on pole, Jarrah Blue in second, Derek Kidd in third, Scartrix lines up in fourth, Dun Thunder is in fifth, Callum G in sixth, WF1 Ricardo 3 in seventh, GK Phantom in eighth, Venged King in ninth, Koenig Zig in 10th, Nams in 11th, 12th is the henchman, but he's not gonna make the start. McFace Taz in 13th and TDH Will in 14th. So, the whole set again disqualified from the formation lap could affect this race start, could have cold tires, which could allow one of the Force Indias, or even both of them, to get past.
Yeah.
As they come around the final few corners now to finish off the formation lap. As they line up in front of the grandstand. of all of the computer generated fans, as they're called. Just waiting for all of the drivers to come to the grid now. Still have a couple waiting. There's the back as they're all on the main straight now. Getting them ready to line up in their grid positions. 27 laps we have. So, as what a great camera angle we have at the start here. 5 lights now. And it is go for the French Grand Prix. It's a good start there from the Force India, who looks to be alongside Deer Hunter. He's ahead now into turn 1. They're side by side, and it's looking like Gerard Blue's going to have him as Deer Hunter runs wide. He's now being put under more pressure as Scartrex is behind with Renault on his outside, and it looks like Deer Hunter's got back the lead, and there's cutting the corner there is Gerard Blue, but he can't make a move. Scartrex is now trying to battle the Force Indias as they come onto this very long straight here, which leads into the very confusing chicane. He's not going to get any slipstream off the cars in front, but he's going to pull to the inside. Look at the amount of movement on that straight. As he goes to the inside, Scartrex has got into the podium positions. Deer Hunter's managed to retake the lead of the race after a bad start there, and it's Gerard Blue in second place, Scartrex in third, and Derek Kidd in fourth. He's dropped one position off the race start here, and he's got Dun Thunder on his inside. He's had to back off there. He's had to go off the track and hit one of the polystyrene boards, and he's now being put under pressure by Callum G in the other Toro Rosso. Avenged King moves past GK Phantom, and Dun Thunder still closing in on Scartrex, trying to get into the podium positions as we end lap 1 of relatively clean start to start of this French Grand Prix. And McPhace Taz moves past TDH Will. Oh, it's contact! McPhace Taz into the wall, and he's lost his front wing, but he's not out of the race, and disaster for him. Deer Hunter leads after lap 1, but Dun Thunder ever so close to the back of that Mercedes. He'll be looking to get the move done on the straight. WF1 Ricardo battling very close with some cars. Is that Nams who runs wide? No, it's Avenged King. He's dropped out of points paying positions. Yes. Let's take a look at the position changes. So the best starter of this race has been Nams. He's made up 3 places of the start. Of course, he started in P11. Scartrex and Dun Thunder have moved up positions as is that a car who went off there? Not too sure. Obviously, the biggest losers off the start are WF1 Ricardo and Derek Kidd. They've both lost 2 positions off the race start here, but Derek Kidd is looking back in contention for a podium position, as he is closing in very close to the back of Dun Thunder. And Deer Hunter is just pulling away. He's been setting fastest laps, and he's faster than everyone else after lap 2, and he'll be looking to keep up that pace. And Scartrex very close to the back of Gerard Blue. There's now a 5-way battle now for second place at the safest circuit, according to some on the calendars. Very aggressive defending there from Gerard Blue, but Scartrex looking to stay in the slipstream. He's going to try it around the outside. That's not the conventional way to go around there, but he's made it work. Gerard Blue is going to be fighting back into here, but he's also going to be put under pressure now by Dun Thunder. Dun Thunder has found a line on the inside. They're side by side. Scartrex has crashed. He's hit. Oh, bouncing over the curb. There's Dun Thunder. There's a huge amount of contact there. Scartrex has dropped down a lot of positions there, and disaster for Scartrix. Dun Thunder has got damage, I think. No, he hasn't actually. Jared Blue has actually collided there as well. So disaster for him as well. He's dropped down to 6th place. And Derek Kidd has came out of that in 2nd. And Deer Hunter with a 4.1 second lead in front. As Callum G is not done yet with Dun Thunder. He's still closing in even further. He's managed to avoid the incidents with the other drivers behind by the looks of things, and he's closing in and making a potential the henchman isn't happy about not being able to start the race, and Haskell, what's your take on that race start? As the Callum G goes to the inside. It's a very late braking manoeuvre, but he's made it work. But the Dun Thunder's gonna back at him.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's your take?
I think that the race start was a very clean race start. There was no one that was taken out immediately. The end of that, the end of the first lap there, McFace went for a move on TDH Will, and drove into him pretty much. So I think there was a bit of knocking about of each other really. That's where the damage came from for them. But yeah, from Jared Blue all the way to Deer Hunter, that pack has sort of spread out and sort of gone off on their own really. And then the likes of Nams all the way down to Koenigsegg, they're in a nice little group. Well, they were at least anyway. They're a little bit more split up now, but they were in a good group. So yeah, it's been a clean start so far.
Jared Blue and Avenged King both having to make very early pit stops there. Avenged King's tires actually look really worn, so I don't know if he's had an issue in the tires or anything like that. Jared Blue, I know he had damage from contact with another car, so that's not the best
Avenged
start
King's
for
gone
him.
on super softs.
He's moved down 8 positions off the race start. He has had to hit in. He started on the front row, alongside his teammate who was in 3rd place.
No, Derek Kidd is now currently in 2nd, 3.1 seconds behind Deer Hunter.
So he's really starting to close in on the leader of this race, who was 4 seconds in front just a couple of laps ago. And Scartrix, Dun Thunder and Callum G in a nice three-way battle for the final podium spot. But it looks like Callum G is going to get the better of them. It looks like he's going to pull off, maybe. He does have the pace, but the two Williams as well, further back, battling for P8 is a WF1 Ricardo having to defend there from Koenigsegg. Koenigsegg will be wanting to make up that position for P8. And hello Vapid, and coming into the pits there is WF1 Ricardo. So a lot of the Ultrasoft runners only staying out for a short amount of time.
I think I'm seeing why, Scott, because Deer Hunter is being caught by Derek Kidd at a really fast rate at the moment. It's now 2.4 seconds, 2.3 seconds in this lap alone, and yeah, he's on the super softs. Deer Hunter's on the ultra softs, so it looks like they're really starting to struggle on those tyres, Scott.
Yes, you can even see the wear on the tyres of Deer Hunter, and he's not going to be enjoying himself despite being in the lead of the race, but I would imagine not for long. He did have incredible pace at the very start, but not enough to pull away. Them ultra soft tyres are deadly around this circuit, as has been shown there. And the pack has started to spread about a wee bit. There's a couple of drivers here a wee bit close together, like Dun Thunder and Callum G, but they have been close together for most of this race.
It's relatively difficult in the first sector and the third sector to follow another car just with the aero. So yeah, it's quite a difficult circuit to follow on, despite the size of the runoffs. Keep it in the racing line is quite difficult.
I mean, personally, I don't like Paul Ricard on the calendar. It is really one of them tracks which is more suited for test conditions, and if anything, Zandvoort should be replacing this track and keeping Catalonia.
Yeah, that's very true. Obviously, it's the French Grand Prix. It's a good thing that the French Grand Prix is back on the calendar, like in terms of it being the French Grand Prix. But yeah, I agree. I think this circuit is perhaps a little bit too. It's not very exciting. Like, it's the unexciting part now. It's where Scartrix is currently. This corner is the fast right-hander. That's okay, but then it's, you've got so much runoff that it does make it slightly boring to drive almost. It's very predictable. There's no risk.
Back in the lobby. He's going to be hoping to get back into his own car as a Deer Hunter comes into the pits after only 8 laps on them ultra soft tyres. A strategy flop, or what's your take on that? Do you think he's going to be competitive towards the end and fight for the win?
Yeah, I believe he will be. Yeah, I believe he's going to be competitive. Maybe he was pulling the pace when the tyres were at the best. So yeah. Crucially, the henchman, he's now back in the game. So 10 seconds to McFacetus. Not lost out a huge amount, but it's going to be a recovery mission, I think, for the henchman now. Quite possibly. Luckily, the AI hasn't pitted him yet, so he's not had to pit. He's got clear air in front of him. The car is still his setup, so this should be a relatively good comeback for him. But we'll just have to wait and see on that one.
Dun Thunder, only a few tenths back from Callum G now, has been closer than it has been since a few laps ago when Callum G was the one he was closing in. So it looks like Dun Thunder has managed the pace, he's managed the tyres a lot better than Callum G and has managed to close in a lot in this last lap, and as Callum G locks up for good measure. And see, the thing about this track is that with the runoffs, like, there's no grass or anything around there.
Yeah.
It's just boring runoffs which are too grippy. Like, there's no punishment for running wide. In fact, if you run off, is actually more of an advantage than punishment, because in other circuits like Austria, you run wide, you're compromised for the run onto a straight, or you touch the grass or something like that. But around here, it just doesn't matter. It's just like an extra layer of track which exists.
Yeah, it's very true. The coloured runoff areas that are obviously blue and red and all those colours, apparently they're meant to be certain gradients of grip. Like, it's like a grippy surface that's meant to slow the cars down rather than it being gravel, but apparently it doesn't work that well. So
Dun Thunder going for a very aggressive move there on Callum G. He was still sticking his nose in where it didn't belong and nearly hit him. You can see how aggressive he's getting. You can see how desperate he's getting to make up that position and get into second place in this race.
Now we have a pack of cars now from 7th to 13th that have all done the one stop. Derek Kidd has just pitted. Derek Kidd has just pitted.
So he's on the soft tires.
Scar Tricks is in too.
Scar Tricks. He's also going to come onto the soft tires. He's also going to repair his front wing. He's had contact somewhere. So now this battle between Callum G and Don Thunder is for the lead of the race, but I don't think it's going to stay like that for a while, because they are both still yet to make their first pit stops in this race. As you can see how much closing in Don Thunder's been doing down that straight, and there's no way Callum G can defend that except try and get the slipstream down the second straight here on the exit and into the very fast right-hander. And
interestingly now, Scartrix has gone onto the soft tyres, not the super soft tyres. So this could be the first sign of... there's a couple of others that have gone on the softs, actually. Deer Hunter's gone on the softs, Derek Kidd has gone onto the softs.
Derek Kidd as well.
Nams and Koenigsegg. But the Nams and Koenigsegg have been on the softs since the beginning, actually. So
I have all of the tyre data on the screen at the moment. As you can see, the only driver who is on the ultra softs is Will, as the two leaders, Callum G and Don Thunder, come to the pits. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out ahead and how far apart they are, as it is going to be Don Thunder who comes in first. That's going to hold up Callum G's exit. No, it's not actually. Callum G keeps the position for the moment, as Deer Hunter moves into third, Koenigsegg into second, and Nams into a 10-second lead of this race. Callum G, what on earth has happened there? Is he yellow flag into the henchman? That's not the comeback he wanted. He's retired from the race. We're going to see where that is. That is at turn number fast right-hander. Probably lost on the curb, the exit. Did you see that incident? Did you see what happened there with the henchman or not? As we can see, Jared Blue actually going for the inside on Callum G. So Callum G has lost out massively there from that pit stop. Jared Blue is on the charge. Don Thunder,
he's going to come back up the hill.
Is 8 tenths back. Jared Blue leads the defend now from Callum G. Can Don Thunder take advantage of this and close in?
He will certainly make some progress while these two are fighting. It's something that Don Thunder does quite well, and I've noticed this since the beginning of the season. He's really good at looking after his tyres. In Australia, when he took his first win, he made a set of tyres last longer than any other driver on the grid. He made them last really, really, really long. I think it was the hardest compound. It took him, I think, 90% of the race because he had to pit early. So, yeah. Someone's crashed.
Jared Blue's had a big accident. He's went airborne there.
That's huge.
Turn number 2.
I don't know what happened there.
Huge accident. It's definitely out of race. I think he's made contact with his teammate. Or Callum G, sorry.
It was with Callum, yeah.
He's went to the inside wall. I'm looking at this right now on stream replay, because my Twitch is absolutely dead. It doesn't work. So I'm gonna actually see if I can see what's happening, because I was on board with Don Thunder at the time, because we were talking about him. WF on Ricardo actually closing in on Avenged King here. This is for P9. Avenged King gets a 3-second time penalty, just for good measure. So we're about to take a look at, I am about to take a look at the incident. I wasn't really paying attention to this, so he goes for the inside and then just slams into him, and he launches the front nose into the air and spins round, and it's him out of the race. Didn't look like a tyre flew off. I think he just had some extensive damage done to the car. Derek Kidd as well, closing in on Deer Hunter.
I'll see if I can get Gerard Blue into a party, into the party. See if we can get a point of view.
Can Derek Kidd get Deer Hunter on the straight? You can see how much slipstream he's getting, but I think he's going to run out of room to make up time. But he still has another stretch of flat out action, as Deer Hunter's now also closing in on Koenigsegg for P2. So we've got a freeway battle here for second position. Nams and Koenigsegg still yet to pit in this race. They've both been on the soft tyre since the beginning, so it's going to be interesting to see how their strategies pan out. And I imagine they're going to be both solid top 7 drivers by the end. See now how close it's getting, as a Koenigsegg is kind of shoved out of the way there by Deer Hunter. Deer Hunter is very aggressive there, trying to get ahead because he doesn't want to lose as much time to Derek Kidd behind. Deer Hunter, it shows on my screen that he's on the soft tires, but if you look on track, he's on the supers. As Derek Kidd closing in, he'll definitely have him this time. You can see how close he's getting. There's no attempting to defend this, because you can see how much road he has. He's on the outside. He's going to have the inside for the next corner, and it is going to be side by side down towards the fast right-hander. I don't know what corner number each one is, so
oh, slight
I'm
contact.
sorry. Yeah, Deer Hunter still stays ahead, and that's good defending from him there. A bit scruffy though, but still ahead of Derek Kidd. Getting very close at the third sector. There's another straight that he could pass him through, but we haven't really seen too many overtakes since he gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, and I don't think so. We'll catch up to Deer Hunter on the straight. So he's not the most overtaking possibilities through there. You have to be really close. You have to be almost alongside them throughout the straight to make a move through there. More favoured through this portion of track.
Avenged King has come into the pits.
Avenged King, he spent 10 laps on them super softs. He obviously, I think he started the race in the ultras, pit on lap 4 or something like that, and now he's made a second pit stop. It's going to be on the soft tyres. They will go to the end of the race.
No sign of any wing damage or anything like that, so this wasn't an unscheduled stop. This was a scheduled stop.
Derek Kidd, will he go for a move through here? No, he won't. He's a bit too far back. Nams is actually taking quite the advantage of this. He'll only stay out for a couple more laps, I'd imagine, because super softs can do about 10 laps before they start to go really off the pace. And running very wide there is Derek Kidd. There's a little bit of contact between him and Deer Hunter, and he has lost out massively through there. Callum G is still on the back of Dun Thunder now. It feels like they've been battling all race.
Seems as though
they have.
Seems as though Scar Tricks is falling behind a little bit.
Yes, he hasn't had the best race for a while. And Don Thunder, yet again, is in P4.
Yeah.
And if it stays like this, if he stays in that position, then it's going to be quite
4 fours
interesting
in a
as
row.
a streak. Yes. Obviously getting the win at the start of the season in Australia, and finishing 4th ever since. He'll just be wanting a podium finish this race.
He would increase his lead.
Points.
He would increase his lead. Even if Deer Hunter won, he would increase his lead massively, I think.
Actually, he's got 4 fours already, because he got 1.
Ah.
So this is round 6 of the championship, and in the previous 4 rounds, he hasn't got a podium. There's a yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. What's that for? It is for Avenged King. He's went off the track. Nam's comes into the pits. I said he'd come in on lap 17 because for the tyres which
That's
last
his
about
first
10
stop,
laps.
that, and it'll be his only stop as well. He's probably going to go onto the softest tyre.
Good strategy call from him. And McFeast has got a 5-second stop go for ignoring blue flags. And this battle now between Deer Hunter and Derek Kidd is for the lead of the race. And Callum G now is only 2/10 back from Dun Thunder. This is for 3rd position. And if he passes him, Dun Thunder will be in position for yet another 4th place finish. Callum G isn't close enough on the straight. Still has to stay back for another lap or 2. As we see him closing in to the Renault. Very fast right-hander. And stays behind. But one thing Derek Kidd doesn't want to do is stay behind Deer Hunter. He's getting DRS now, and he is pulling to the outside. This is for the lead of the race. Derek Kidd with a move on the outside in turn 1. He has managed to take the lead in this race. Actually, can you check penalties quickly?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So, taking the lead there is Derek Kidd, but I don't know what penalties they've got so far.
Okay, Avenged King has a 3-second penalty. McFaces has a 10-second penalty. GK Phantom has a 3-second penalty, another 3-second penalty for Avenged King. He's got 6 seconds so far. Derek Kidd has 3 seconds. He has a 3-second penalty.
Does Deer Hunter have a penalty?
Not so far.
So he's got 11 laps to keep it disciplined. Sorry, 9 laps to keep it disciplined.
Derek Kidd has 6
on
seconds.
track.
There's 6 seconds.
So, currently in position to win the race is Deer Hunter.
Yes.
But he doesn't.
I'd say so.
But of course, he doesn't know how many penalties Derek Kidd has, as Derek Kidd does not know how many penalties Deer Hunter has as well, as McFace Taz runs wide there in the back. Callum G still closing in, trying to get past Thunder. As Nams
If Dun
actually
Thunder
sets
can
the
close
fastest
in
lap.
by a second, if Dun Thunder can close in by another second, he will claim 2nd position, and Derek Kidd will be moved from 1st to 3rd. that is a potential scenario right now.
Of course, Callum G still trying to make his way past Dunfunder after so many laps. Hasn't managed to find his way back past him.
Nice, Dunthunder's making that car quite wide, especially in the long straights.
As well as that, Nams is also closing in on faster tyres in the McLaren, so he's a potential threat to these guys up front in the battle for third. Of course, we've only had 2 retirements from this race. The henchman went out quite a number of laps into the race, and then shortly after that, Jared Blue with a sizable crash on the exit turn 2. Yep. Slammed to the inside wall, front nose went airborne, and he was out of the race.
Yeah, he's not been available for comment either, unfortunately. So yeah, not a happy driver today.
Yeah. Or probably because he doesn't
Thunder's
have
got a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, seeing that was a. You see, when they cut the corners, it looks so obvious and blatant.
Yeah, it does.
But see, Callum G has another attempt to try and pass Dunfunder. Will it be this time? He pulls to the outside. There's a yellow flag in sector 3. And on the inside, looks like he's got it. He's got it. And who is the yellow flag for? It is for Event King, as he's just knocking down all the brake boards. You know, as I said earlier in the qualifying session, some person had to spend their hard work and effort to build them polystyrene boards and put the numbers on there perfectly. Sorry, more like just put the stickers on, and you just went there and smashed into it at 300 kilometers per hour. Like it's nothing. Callum G does take third position, but he is 7 seconds back off the lead of this race. So yet again, Dunfunder looks like he's going to get 4th.
Nams is setting the fastest laps.
Nams
He's really close this last lap. Really, really close.
I mean, obviously the fresh supers against the worn softs is going to be a huge difference. So.
Callum is not really driving away from Dunthunder all that much either. The gap is sort of stabilising already.
Yes, that was also seen with Dunfunder when he got past Callum G earlier on in the race, and very aggressive through the corners is Nams. He's really, really wanted to get that 3rd position.
I think it's highly achievable as well. He's done a brilliant race so far this race. He's been brilliant. He's really showcased what he's capable of.
Do you think he could go for the race win?
I'm not sure if he'll be able to go for the race win today. But I definitely think we're seeing a race winner, a future race winner.
Look how close again. He's easily passed him there.
That was beautiful.
As a TDH will doing TDH will things, trying to battle Callum G on the straight. Just completely ignores the fact that there's a blue flag waving at him, and he's compromised the exit there of Nams as well. Nams is only 8/10 back off 3rd position, and he's looking for a podium finish in this race. Oh, he's got the inside line. He's a lock up. He hasn't got the move done. And now Callum G has to defend into one of the most difficult corners to go side by side for on this track. And cutting across there is Nams. And Nams is in third position. I think there's a little bit of contact. He's got through there so easily. It just shows the difference in tyres and the difference in motivational pace.
Yeah.
You've seen how difficult it was for Callum to get past Dunfunder, and then you look at how easy it was for Nams.
Yeah, it was extremely easy with the tyres, the grip, the low fuel load, probably a bit of conservation on the ERS front as well. Yeah, massive jump from 5th to 3rd in just a couple of
hours. Dunfunder looks to be dropping back a wee bit from Callum G. So Derek Kidd is your current leader with only a few laps to go in this French Grand Prix. He hasn't really made too many mistakes, but at the moment it's going to be Deer Hunter who will take the win on penalties.
Yeah.
So I imagine if Derek Kidd won it on track and the penalties did mean he dropped down, then he'd be disappointed. Definitely.
Yeah, I think he will be disappointed because I don't think he expected a win today. I think Deer Hunter, I think maybe he did expect to be still leading the race at this point because he was pulling away at the beginning and then he stayed out too long. And this is what I was saying at the beginning of qualifying. Deer Hunter's really strong in qualifying, but it's his lap after lap pace that seems to let him down quite a bit. And it's a shame because he is a fast driver. It's just a shame that he can't seem to get the strategies down right. That's his problem.
Well, that he has been on them tyres since lap 8 of this race.
Yeah.
So they are going to be very worn by the time he crosses the line for the last time. So can Derek Kidd use that to his advantage and pull away?
Yeah, possibly. Callum G's just taken 3rd from Nams.
Callum G?
Yeah, he just dived straight down the inside of Nams. Straight away on the chicane. Danny Ricciardo style move. Really late on the brakes. Just threw it straight in. Just clicked it and sent it. Yeah, brilliant move. Nams is going to come back though. He's got the fresher tyres, so he's still got the grip. Just don't think he expected Callum to come from that far back.
See how much he's trying to take the most out of the track. He's trying to use as much of it as possible. He's got DRS down towards turn 1, but he's nowhere near close enough to make a move. As McPhace Taz and Scartrix gets a penalty, as McPhace Taz actually moves past Tedious Will for not last place. Oh! Contact! Big contact. Will is out of the race. Oh dear, Will. Oh no. Nams. That was a very clumsy collision there. But Nams is going to easily move past Callum G there for 3rd position. It just was... He handed it to him on a plate. That move there. Didn't really defend it as much as I would have expected. As well as that, Deer Hunter's dropping back from Derek Kidd. And if he does get a penalty, then we'll basically confirm the win for Derek Kidd. If Deer Hunter gets a penalty.
But Deer Hunter needs to get 2 penalties.
Well, it's 4.9 seconds.
Oh no,
back.
no, yeah. Nearly, he's 5 now. If Deer Hunter loses another second, we might just have to wave the win goodbye, I think.
Of course, as I said, Deer Hunter has been on them tyres for quite a lengthy amount of time.
Yeah.
And just shows, like, the ultras were available. He did use them, but he got the pole position, and based purely on the fact he was on the ultras. But that has, in the long run, potentially ruined him in this race.
He might just get it. He's 8/10 off, 7/10 now, off of not winning the race. It's really, really, really close. It's gonna be, dying moment stuff here. We're gonna see it happen as they cross the line. So I do believe though that Deer Hunter is gonna get it. Unless he loses 5/10 in this final sector, which I don't see happening.
Puncture.
Seems okay though.
That could happen.
Very close. It's only 2/10 off now. Oh no! This could be it. This could be it.
So we're now in the final lap of this race, and disaster now for Deer Hunter. Not for Deer Hunter. Yes, for Deer Hunter. He's come up against a back marker. But Derek Kidd has done the same. Will Avenged King
Deer Hunter's lost out.
No, he won't. He's had to run off the track to pass him. But he's got 6 seconds. And look at the wear on them tyres for Deer Hunter.
Yeah.
He looks like he's going to get the win. Derek Kidd.
He just needs to reel it in. He just needs to reel him in now and just claim back. He was just there. He's back in the window now. He's back in the window again. 5.9 seconds.
This is going to be so
enough.
close.
This is going to be ridiculously close. 5.7 now. So he's back in. He's got 3/10 in the bag now. He just needs to hold that around the rest of the lap.
I think it was actually from the slipstream which he could have got at that Williams. Who's going to win this race?
This is extremely close. It's nearly back up into the window. It's 5.9. It's back in the 6. It's back in the 6 window now.
6.002 seconds.
5.9
again.
again.
It's so close.
This
Who's
is
going to
ridiculous.
win this French Grand Prix?
Derek Kidd is going to cross the line. He's going to be crossing the line any second now. It's 6 seconds for Deer Hunter as he goes down. It's not going to be enough. It's not enough. It's not enough.
0.2 seconds.
0.253.
Callum G gets past Niles on penalties. So does Dunfunder. So another 4th place finish for Dunfunder. Scar Tricks comes through the final corner, and he is going to take P6. Coming second, 7th. GK Phantom is a solid 29 seconds back. He's going to be finishing in 8th position, the last driver to cross the line. So could you invite our top 3 finishers, Derek Kidd, Deer Hunter and Callum G? I will let you do the interviews.
I will do as soon as the session finishes. I will get straight on.
So your winner by 0.2 of a second, right at the end,
that's crazy.
Is Derek Kidd. Wow. What an incredible finish. Another 4th, says Dunfunder. he's he's not happy. So he's now at 85 points in the championship. I don't know where Derek Kidd was in the championship. Scartrix is left. Looking at the standings, Derek Kidd, the race winner, he's not on the standings. So
No.
Scartrix moves further behind in the championship after 7th place finish, as penalties kind of ruined him there. But Derek Kidd is your race winner.
Send them invites.
Deer Hunter is your 2nd place finisher, and Callum G is your 3rd place finisher in this race. So, just waiting for Callum G, and I will let you, Dizzy, do the interviews.
Oh, okay. Okay, guys. Yeah. Hello. I'm James. I'm the interviewer. You know me already from the European Grand Prix. Guys, can we just make sure that you've all enabled your audio for the stream? Can I just check and make sure that you guys have done that?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So, first off, Derek, that was a nail-biting finish there. Were you aware of the penalties that you had? Knew that you had to pull the gap, or was it an unknown
Yeah, I
thing for
did
you?
know about the penalties. Yeah.
Yeah, that was it was definitely nail-biting stuff. 2/10 across the line at the end, separated you from second or first. So, at one point there, we thought that Deer Hunter was going to close in on you. Did you feel like maybe at some point there you might have to concede first place through his pace, or did you feel like you were pretty comfortable at the front there?
Well, I knew it was going to be close. I didn't feel comfortable. I knew I had the pace over him in the first and last sectors, because he had quite good pace in the middle sector, but my tyres were a bit shot from the battling at the start of the stint, and I stopped a bit early because of all the battling at the start and all that.
Yeah. And then obviously on the last lap there, the Williams on the final corner there, that could have genuinely jeopardised the first place, because again, I think over 6 seconds, which was the penalty that you had. You were over 6 seconds, and then obviously the traffic came on the last lap. Was that a concern for you, or were you just trying to get around that traffic?
Oh yeah, I don't know what that McLaren was doing, but it was like I thought he was gonna just like stop and let me have the inside line, but then he kept going, so I had to almost go off track. And if I got a penalty from that, I'd been fuming. So, but I didn't, so it's alright.
All in all, good
Well, to be
race.
fair,
You go on, Scott.
had you got a penalty, then we probably would have let you, or the owners would have
Okay.
probably let you off that one there.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's very true. So yeah, I mean, obviously, though, at the end of the day, you got the win. That's what matters the most. That's your first win of the league, isn't it?
Yep. It was
Oh,
yeah, good one.
well, congratulations on your first win. We'll come back to you in a second
you.
there, Derek. Deer Hunter, again, another great performance in qualifying. And your race turned out better than perhaps you would have expected. We know that race pace seems to fall sometimes. It has done a couple of races, and obviously you've worked hard to gain something back from that. It's usually the starts that you struggle at, especially the last couple of races. So, has there been any improvements on your side of things, or was that more or less how you wanted things to be in the end?
Like you said, I'm trying to improve my race pace. Quality, I didn't want to start on the ultras. It just came down to I chose the middle accolation, and I only had one set of supers, so had to do it on the ultras and then just try to stretch them. My beginning stint was better than it has been in the past. I've really struggled on getting the grips in the beginning stint, so I was really happy. I was able to get a bit of a gap there, but in all honesty, it's not acceptable for me to be getting P2. Especially when I'm trying to battle for a championship like this. And
Yeah.
I'm really kind of ticked off, though, to be honest. I'm not trying to say anything on stream that'll get me in trouble here, but
I
Derek,
understand.
I don't know what he was doing. He about wrecked me 3 times, and I'll
Okay.
be sending in stewards reports as soon as they let me. But
I mean, you're
like,
jumping all over the screen for me, so
but
there wasn't much I could do.
well, I mean, I don't know what to say, dude, because my internet's perfectly good. It's really good, actually. So I just don't know what to say. Don't want to start anything. Don't want to accuse people of anything. It just kind of sucks where obviously you're not on the optimal strategy, but you make it work. And then
Yeah.
somebody doesn't decide to race you with the type of etiquette you expect in this league. So that's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Obviously, were you aware of Derek's penalties towards the end there, or was that an unknown for you as well?
Oh, I knew it. I knew I was checking every lap to see if he still had 6 seconds or not. And I was checking the gap every single lap, trying to, do the calculations in my head. And I saw we
Yeah.
got some lap traffic there. And with 1 sector left on the last turn, I had him by 3 tenths. And then I lost
Yeah,
at
we
that last
saw it.
sector. I
Yeah,
lost at
we
that
were with
last
you on that
sector.
last
So,
one. Yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, it's drives like that that's just not acceptable on my part. But it just came down to circumstances and events during the race, and we'll
Yeah.
move forward and see how the next race goes, I guess.
Well, congratulations on your second place, and yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you in the next race. Callum, um, we not heard from you in a while, Callum. Qualifying for you wasn't exactly perfect. I know that you probably wanted a faster time on the super softs that you went on. But race pace it came towards you in the end, and third place was bagged just through some penalties from Narms there. But he came through, did take third, but you ended up taking that back off him in penalties. So how do you feel that went for you?
Well, you said it yourself. I think qualifying was a bit disappointing. I think it was just near the end of my lap. It was well actually. I don't know what he was doing, but it was a bit all over the place. It wasn't entirely his fault, but it did put me off a little bit. And then I did lose like a good 2-3 tenths. It wouldn't have still been a great lap, but it would maybe put me a little bit further up. But then just during the race, I think I wasn't doing too much. I think it was a Renault. I can't remember who it was, but we were always kind of closely matched. And then just you said it yourself near the end there, K-Nams. I knew he had a lot more penalties than me, so I kind of just when he overtook the Renault, and then I just kind of didn't fight him too much. I just knew I could try and stay within that 6 seconds, and he got another penalty at the end just to kind of get that podium.
I mean, at one point there, you did actually make the move and made it stick. It was a very Ricardo-esque move going into the chicane after the Mulsanne straight. Um, that was quite a sudden move there. Was that just to make sure that you had the position, or was that before you realised that you had penalties?
Well, it wasn't really. I kind of knew he had penalties. It was just because I think it was still a good 7-8 laps to go at that point. So it wasn't really much I wanted to kind of. I didn't want him to kind of pull away. So it was just kind of keep him behind me for another few laps. I didn't want to battle because it'd have meant the Renault behind would have caught up a little bit more. So I was trying to do limited battle and then just kind of hold him up as well as not holding my race up. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a good third place, Callum, and got some good points on the board for yourself in this championship. So it's good to see you back on the podium. Derek, final words from you. As I've said, your first win of the year season, first win of the league. Some words have been said there, obviously, which I'm sure will come up through conversations during the week. But all in all, first win. How do you feel about that? Is that a good positive start to your season?
Uh, yeah, I think it's a good start, but there's the race pace wasn't quite there. I could have done a bit better, and some some places, and well, there's not much I could have really done with Deer Hunter because his car was all over the track sometimes. Not in like poor driving, but just lag issues and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, great race, great win. Thanks everybody for having a good race. Back to you, Scott.
Yes, thank you for doing the interviews, and thank you for all of the viewers who have tuned in to watch this frankly entertaining race. Also, make sure to check out Zantello Designs, and we will see you tomorrow, or if you're in the UK, today, later on at 7 p.m. for the Tier 2 race, which might be axed after the race if it's not good. And then at 8 p.m. we have Tier 1, the main race, so be sure to check that out as well. Tier 2 is on F1 IRL 2, so it's not on this channel, it's on another channel. Also, thank you, Dizzy Haskell, for joining me. I kind of joined you in the commentary box, but at least we've had 2 people in the commentary box for the race. So, thank